Hey sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really fun and exciting video planned for you today. This video is actually a collab with one of my sweet fellow crafters here on YouTube, and she actually said that a lot of you guys went over to her channel and requested that we work together, so thank you so much to everyone that did that. And she reached out and thought it would be a really cool idea, and I was super excited to get to work with her. So today's collab is someone you already know and love, the queen of crafting, and I am collabing with Kelly from Barlow Creations. I was super excited to get to work with her on a video. She is definitely someone that I have watched for years, and even before I decided to start my own YouTube channel, so it's just really fun getting to work with people that you have watched and loved before. Kelly is always making these really fun, creative DIYs with like the most unique Dollar Tree items, so it's always like crazy. You always want to click on her video and see what she ends up making with such random Dollar Tree items, so it's really cool how she packages her videos, and a lot of times they're like mystery videos, so I think that is really neat. I'll leave a link to Kelly's video and channel down in the description box below, so after you get done watching how my DIYs turned out, you can go check out her video. We actually got together and tried to come up with some items that we both could use for today's video because we wanted to use the same items. Of course, we're going to use them in different ways. I actually haven't seen Kelly's video yet or how her DIY turned out, so I'm super excited to get to watch that along with you guys today. I know it is going to be really creative and unique. We tried to choose items that were like really easy to find, that were more like common items that wouldn't be hard to find for you guys. So we ended up using some of Dollar Tree's Christmas garland. This is usually super easy to find, so I hope you guys can find this. And then we ended up using some of the berry garland. I am using red for today just because that's my favorite color that they have out right now. And then we also threw in some wooden jars to have a little bit of variety and just mix it up a little bit so we're not just using the garland. But make sure that after you do get done watching this video that you do go over and see how she ended up using these three items. I just can't wait. I think it is going to be really fun. And before we get started in today's DIYs, I do want to take just a quick second to tell you, if you are coming over from Kelly's channel and you've never been here before, hello, my name is Katelyn and I love DIYs and crafting. We just have a lot of fun here, and I try to like up our game to make more like high-end crafts. I make a ton of DIY home decor along with seasonal decor, and right now I am cranking out a ton of Christmas DIYs, so I really hope you guys stick around by hitting the subscribe button. That's also something that Kelly says all the time. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It really helps me out here on YouTube. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into this video and see how that I use the garlands along with the wooden jars. To jump on into the first DIY, I was dying to use the berry garlands. I haven't got to use them a lot this year, so I thought it would be really fun to kind of use up what I had left over of them. So like I said, I am using the red ones, and I wanted to make like a wreath, so I thought it would be really cute to turn this into a sign. So I'm using one of my leftover summer signs, and then I needed to cover that to look more like my style or more farmhouse. So I am gluing down this gray barnwood or faux wood scrapbooking paper from Hobby Lobby. It did take 2 pieces to cover it, and I wanted this to fit on there the best I could, so I just went ahead and glued it directly on the sign, and then I just took a piece of sandpaper to kind of cut off the excess. And then to jump on into using the berries, I ended up using 2 for this project, and I was just going to create a circle of these berries to put directly on the sign, but then I thought they kind of needed some help taking the shape of the circle, so I'm using one of these small little wreaths from Hobby Lobby. You definitely could do without it or look for the Dollar Tree little wreath rings, but I decided to just cover this in berries and make it as full as possible so that it would have a really pretty round shape.
Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. I
debated what I wanted to put underneath of this wreath. I felt like it needed some type of word or some extra decor. So I tried to place like every metal Dollar Tree word, and I just didn't like it. So I decided to make a little 3D sign. I'm using one of Dollar Tree's little cutout wood planks, or this little decorative piece, and I painted it gray. I didn't want this to look like it had stickers on it. I wanted it to look like nicer, so I painted it dark gray first and then put little stickers on there. These stickers come from Hobby Lobby too, and then painted over the edges lightly with white, and then I really painted over the center really thick with the white to cover over the letters, and then whenever I peel them off, you'll be able to see the cute little home word.
Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh. La, da, da, da.
I wanted to add in some more warm tones to this because it does have a lot of gray going on. So I'm using some burlap ribbon. I loop over one piece for the top of the bow and then tie in the tails, double knot that in the back, and I feel like I get the perfect bow every time. And then I always like to cut down the tails and then glue this to the top of the sign.
I've been hanging marbles in the tree, and I've lit my house with Christmas.
I always worry to death about details and always curious if it has enough stuff going on in every sign that I make. So I had picked up these little small ornaments from Target Dollar Spot. It was $5 for the entire set, and I loved this little wooden house. I thought it would be so cute since I did have the word home if I put the little house in the wreath, but I think this turned out so beautiful, very inexpensive, and a really fun piece to make. Now I'm going to be using some of the Dollar Tree greenery or garland, and these are 15 feet long, so I ended up taking 2 packs of them and then folding them in half and then twisting them together. I like to secure the ends with rubber bands. They hold really nicely, and then just trying to twist them together in different places, and then using twist ties, I kind of blend it in and secure these in place. Sometimes I like to braid the garland together, but I didn't have enough and I kind of needed help doing that, so I just went ahead and twisted this together to make it super simple, and then also secured it at the end with another rubber band. And then Dollar Tree has twist ties too, so I thought it would be really fun to add these in to give it different texture. This is really funny because whenever Kelly said she thought it would be fun to use this Dollar Tree garland, I was like, I'm scared that all I can make is a garland, and I was just trying to make a joke out of it, but then I ended up just making a garland. But I thought it would be really fun to show you guys how you can take that very cheap, like sad looking garland and put it together to make it more thick and full and make like a beautiful high-end decor piece or like a higher end garland. I picked up those little mini red trucks from Walmart, and then this ribbon also came from Walmart, but I was showing how you can substitute it for the Dollar Tree black and white buffalo check ribbon. And then I decided to go through and tie some little knots so that my trucks would have a background to set on. After I added in the ties and the trucks and I think it was 4 spread out spaces, I decided to add in some snowflakes. You can use the Dollar Tree snowflakes. I had just picked these smaller ones up from Walmart, and one of them was broke, so I had to kind of tuck it down inside of the garland. But I love the natural wood. I feel like I would have died a couple of years ago if I would have used unfinished wood like this in a project. I just feel like I used to think that it had to be painted, but now I just really am loving all wood tones, and even like the unfinished wood. I think it is so beautiful. So I put that in between the trucks, and then to go on and use more of my garland that we're using in today's video, and I feel like this made all of the difference. I twisted some of these berries around my fingers and then just tucked them or glued them down in random places or in between the snowflakes and the truck, and I feel like it made it look so much more full and really, really beautiful and gave it an extra pop of color. I I made a truck garland kind of similar to this maybe a couple of years ago, and I just loved it so much, so I thought it would be really fun to update it and make one that is a lot nicer and looks better. But I am loving how this turned out. I think it is beautiful, and the red goes perfect with my decor this year. I wanted to do something else with that garland rather than just making a garland, so I thought it would be fun to decorate a wreath with it. Now, I picked up this 18-inch large wreath ring from Dollar Tree, but Walmart also sells them if you can't find them at Dollar Tree. They're just a little bit more expensive. I wanted to wrap this entire thing with burlap ribbon, and the green was just showing through because it is a really dark green. So I decided to just stop there, take off of that burlap ribbon, and I went outside and painted it with like this lighter brown or gray color. And then I went back in and started wrapping it with more of my burlap ribbon. And I just love that I did this because taking that extra step just really made a huge difference, and it doesn't shine through like it did when it was green. This was pretty quick to do and really easy. I did secure it a few places with some hot glue while wrapping it, and I think it took about 2 rolls to do this. After I got it covered, I decided to put the ugliest side underneath this greenery, so I tried to turn it to where what I thought looked the best was on the sides because that's what's going to be showing. And then using some of this garland, I am just going to wrap this around the bottom to be kind of like a base so that I can decorate the wreath. I am using these larger nice berries. These were from Hobby Lobby. They were originally $2.99, but I got them 40% off. I think they are a beautiful kind of muted color. I love how they have more of like a matte finish than other like really plastic shiny berries. I cut off the stems and glued them down in place. And then since I am wanting to put a bow at the top, I wanted something to cover the 2 stems at the bottom and it not be a bow. So I decided to tie some little knots in some ribbon to cover that over and add in a snowflake. I tucked in a couple of extra garland ties in the sides to make it look like the branches kind of crawled up the wreath a little bit and make it look more full. And then I had some of this leftover gray and white buffalo ribbon from all year. So I went ahead and made a double bow by adding the 2 loops and then tying the tails to the bottom. This was so easy to put together, but I think it looks beautiful hanging up on my door. We also thought it would be really fun to use these wooden jars, so I'm excited to see what Kelly does with hers. But for mine, I thought it would be really cute to turn them into little snowman jars. So I start by removing all of the 3D pieces off of the jars and giving them a thick coat of white chalk paint so I can have a fresh canvas. To To paint little black hats, I decided to paint the rim of the jar black, but I am going to be covering that over with ribbon. You also could use black fabric here. That would be really cute if it kind of hung over the jar. And I painted the sides. If you wanted this to have more of a finished look, I would definitely recommend painting the back or covering that in craft paper, but because I was rushing to get this done, I thought that that's something I could go back in and do later. And then using some black and white buffalo check ribbon, I folded it in half so it wouldn't be so wide, and then hot glued that down in the back. For the little snowman face, I'm dipping the back end of my paintbrush down in some paint, and it just creates a perfect circle. It's easier to use, and I just kind of go in a circular motion to make his eyes a little bit bigger. And you can tell that I'm a little nervous whenever I am beginning. I always start really small, and then I get a little bit more brave and I can make them a little bit bigger. And I took a smaller paintbrush to get the mouth on there, and then painted in a little carrot nose with some orange pumpkin chalk paint. One of these jars is just slightly smaller than the other, so I thought it would be really cute to make one of them look more girly and the other one be the boy snowman. The only thing is I wanted to add a little detail to their hat brim, so I thought it would be fun to add the bow to the girl, and all I had was like this little burlap or jute twine pom-pom thing, so it's still kind of girly, but I thought it looked cute on there to give it the extra detail and it not look blank or too plain. And then I felt like they needed little scarves, so I'm using a more thin little gingham black and white check ribbon. I tie it around the bottom, and then I trim down the little tails of the scarf really short, but I feel like these are so adorable. I did add some little whites in their eyes, but they are just super cute sitting on a shelf for this Christmas. Thank you all so much for coming along and crafting with me today. I had so much fun putting together these projects and actually getting to use like the little challenge items that we both used. Like I said, I cannot wait to see how Kelly's video turned out. I'm sure I am watching that right now, and I hope you guys enjoyed my projects. Don't forget about going and checking out Kelly's video. I'll have that linked down below. Thank you again to Kelly for collabing with me today. That was super fun. We'll have to do it again sometime, but I had a lot of fun doing this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see next. I'm still making some Christmas stuff, but let me know Christmas, like what type of videos that you want to see, because I'm still planning a few more weeks worth of content before we kind of slow down into Christmas break. I guess that is all that I have for you today. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting. Bye.